On Monday, December 15th. We're in the DPW Media Room at 965 Plain Street, and we're being recorded by Marshfield Community Media. So tonight we have an executive session for a contract for Ken Ryan for appointment as superintendent. And then we have public meeting at 6 o'clock. Our action items are a driveway permit for 133 Summer Street, David Burchell, and then 2025-05 Rent Rock Improvements Balancing Change Order, 2026-04 High School Ball Fields Change Order, and discussion and vote on ADU policy. And for discussion items, we have sewer expansion plan consultant Bob Drake of Kinley and Horn Engineering Services will be here. We have an update on Grant Rock Esplanade lighting, an update on enterprise analysis audit, and then wastewater pipe scribing demo. We're going to vote to accept the minutes of 11/10/25. We'll have a superintendent's report, and our next meeting will be announced at a later date. So, have a second?
I will second that, but I also would like to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy Holidays to everyone, because we won't have another meeting.
I second that. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy everything.
Right.
Okay.
All right, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're going to go to executive session, and we'll be back.
You should do the motion. Do you have the language there?
Do I? Oh, I didn't even notice.
Do you have the
No.
agenda?
But so I'm going to make a motion to go to executive session for contract for Ken Ryan's appointment to superintendent of the DPW.
Yeah, pursuant to Chapter 30A, Section 28-2, and to return to open session at the conclusion of the executive
Okay,
session.
never did this before, obviously. Okay, so pursuant to general law, chapter 304, section 20.
30A, Section 28-2.
30A, section 21A2.
And to return to open
And
session.
we'll return to open session when we're done. Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're going to do roll call votes, though. So
Oh, really?
Diane Jordan is
Okay.
yes, John Cusick is yes.
Diane Jordan, yes.
John Cusick, yes.
Okay.
Now you can go
We're all
into
legal,
executive session.
thanks.
So you need to take it?
I just. And you said aye. Okay.
Affirmative.
Great, we're back. Okay, so we have action items for, let's see, number one is driveway permit, 133 Summer Street, David Burchell. Come on up, please. You can have a seat up here. Ken, do you have any comments on this? Any-
No, Matt was actually looking at this
Oh,
one
Matt?
in my
Okay.
absence, so.
Yeah, I mean, the only minor comment is that there is a catch basin close by. I would just recommend that, make sure that the gutter line stays intact so that the water doesn't go onto his property, stays in the street. But I think in the permit it says that the driveway is sloping down from his property to the street, so I don't think that should be a problem.
Do you think that percentage is correct for that to, the
Yeah,
water's
I think
gonna
so.
flow correctly?
I think so. Yeah, that should be fine. I
Okay.
just wouldn't want, water to end up going down his driveway and onto his property, because then we would have to fix it.
Okay,
That's all.
so that's the only thing?
Yep.
And that's in here. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. John,
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
you're okay?
There's history here, but I'm okay.
Bob, you got anything, questions on this?
So is this driveway the new one? Right across the street from Warren Avenue? Or is it offset to Warren?
It's offset. Warren's, right to the right of where we are doing the driveway is a telephone pole, and
Yeah.
Warren Ave is directly across from that.
So it's on this side of the driveway?
Yes.
It's between the two, okay.
McDermott's live up
Yes, they're
Yeah.
my neighbor, yeah.
there. Robbie's a
Yep.
good friend of mine. Him
He's a
and
wicked
Ann.
nice guy.
So isn't Billy and Mary, that White House right next, it's closer to you, Billy and Mary, right across the street from you almost.
The one
Yeah,
on
the
Warren
big-
Ave there,
No, on Summer.
on Summer?
Down from Robbie's, big white one, Mary, Billy. They were my customers years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nice people.
So is the ADU already built?
Yes, it's being built right now. It's about 90% complete.
What size water you put up there, 3/4?
3/4.
Yeah, good. Good. Was that Aldo they?
Yes.
Aldo,
Yeah.
that was the plumbing inspector.
Yeah,
Yeah, he okayed it,
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Okay, I don't have no problem with that.
Well,
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so, all right, so we're make a motion to approve the driveway permit for 133 Summer Street, David Burchill. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay,
Say hi to your dad.
I will, sir.
okay,
Thanks for coming.
so
Thank
we
you.
have 202,
Do I need to stay for anything else?
Pardon me?
I just didn't know I had to stay for anything else.
You do not have to.
Okay.
But you're welcome to stay.
Thank you so much.
we always like visitors.
Have a wonderful Christmas.
You too.
Thank you.
Christmas. 2025-05 Grant Rock Improvements Balancing Change Order. Who has this one?
I do.
All right.
So we started the Brent Rock improvements back in March of '24. That's down at the Esplanade. We did the drainage system, catch basins, manholes, drainage work. Then we stopped again for the summer. We started again in September. We went through November or so, and then we held off on the final paving until this spring. So we did the paving in the spring and punch list items in the summertime. The original contract was $1,057,564. During the construction, we had some change orders that increased it by $32,000. But at the end of the project, then you go out and measure actually everything that was done. And when we looked at the quantities were actually a little less than what the design was. So at the end of the day, we have a contract that we authorize them to spend a certain amount, and the work is done and they're not gonna spend it. So in order to close the books, we do a balancing change order, which is basically like a negative change order. So it basically zeroes out all the quantities. And by doing that, it would be a reduction in the contract that was awarded by $126,075.14. And then there's all kinds of attachments with teeny tiny print that shows you all the changes that add up to that 126,000.
Question?
Yes, sir.
Are we getting complaints about you can't see it at night? Still?
We
And should we
have,
do markers?
we have lighting on a discussion item further down.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we have an update on the lighting.
Okay, but there was markers that they were asking for.
I haven't heard
No.
anybody asking for anything recently, other
Okay.
than the lighting.
Okay. I mean, with the snow and everything and all. Do we flood driveways on the islands throughout the town during the winter? They post,
Mm-hmm.
so you know where they are.
Yep.
After spending $1 million, I don't want this to get disturbed by a plow. That's my point.
Okay.
All right, so it'd be good to post it just to protect it from winter plow, snow plows.
Okay.
So what do you do with, how do you do that?
Just go put up like the little sticks, the little
Oh,
posts.
just the sticks?
Yeah.
And they just glow in the dark?
Yeah, they're just
Oh.
reflective, so they know, so the plow guy knows, he's looking out for them, so he
Okay.
knows where the
All
edge of
right.
the curve is.
So that's not gonna add to the
That's-
budget, we have those.
No, so it'll help the
Sure.
motorists and it'll help the plow guys.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all my concern
Okay,
is.
all right, good,
I got a
good
question.
point. John?
Kenny, where does this reduction go? Does it?
That was my question, you stole my question.
So at the, if you looked at the teeny tiny print, if you don't mind, I'll point it out to you, because it's hard to see. But here it is in words, where every line item was decreased by little tiny amounts. And then here it is in the numbers. So the green columns at the end are the adjustment of the quantities that associate with a certain dollar value, and then when you get to the bottom, that all adds up to 126,000.
So that makes sense.
So where does it go into our DPW account?
Oh, where does the
Yeah,
money go?
that- yeah, where does it go?
So Sharon and I were talking about that. There's multiple funding sources for this project. There was the Chapter 90 funds, there's Complete Streets, and there's
There's a
also
grant.
money that the town gave us.
Right,
So it's general fund money, so ultimately I believe that we'll have to give money back to the general fund.
how will you figure out which portion of this 126 should be applied to
That's a question that we're looking
Chapter
into.
90, the grant, and the general fund?
We have to
Like,
look into that.
Yeah, so you'll have to figure, that's, I imagine, gonna be challenging to figure that out, but
Yeah.
when you figure that out, then you'll know
Yes,
how much of it goes back to the general fund versus,
yes.
and what about the grant, like if there's, like if you figure out there was extra sum of this from the grant, like how does that get, does that just,
Well, we still have, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, we still haven't received all of the grant money,
No, we have,
so we can correct it.
We have reimbursement requests in
okay,
for the Complete Streets. And I was looking into that a little bit, and I think they fund a certain percentage of the project, so I think we should be able to get all of those funds still.
okay,
So I'll have to double check, but I'm almost positive that we should be able to get all the Complete Streets funding reimbursed to us.
right, and then, right, okay, I get
Yeah.
it, so you haven't gotten.
And the Chapter 90
gotten it.
funds are given to us for our use, so we can
Right,
use
so that
those
would
wherever.
go back to that, so hopefully,
it's really-
hopefully most of it is that.
So hopefully it's back to the, yeah, one way or another, the town's gonna make some money.
Right, that's good, you don't see that very often. What's your
Yes.
question?
Do we need an article at town meeting to transfer this money?
That's a really good question. I will have to
I think
ask
we-
that. I know what you mean, I've seen them before.
I think there will be two, John, that's a good point,
Yeah.
because some of it was voted on at town meeting.
Yeah. And we can move it to where.
Yeah, the
we do most
reallocation
good.
of funds.
That would be so nice to be able to say, we're giving money back at town
Well,
meeting.
yeah, that, you know.
I don't
Yeah.
want to give anything back. That's why I have my hand up.
We'll just
What's
give it
your-
back and ask for it back again.
What's your,
I have my hand up.
yeah, go ahead.
This was only the first phase of multiple phase improvements to Grand Rock. Can we move this money to the next phase for the design, so that we can get moving on the next phase?
Town
I
meeting.
think that's a great
I
idea.
would think it would depend on the wording for whatever money was given to us, that the town put in. So we'd have to look at the wording. what
We
they
can go to town
originally-
meeting and
And we
ask them
could-
to move
yes.
that money to the
Sure.
next phase.
Reallocation rather than give the money
Right,
back, say we wanna
absolutely.
reallocate
Unless it
it.
was a broad article where, we wouldn't,
We'll look
where it
into
would
it,
just
but-
move into the Grand Rock.
Yep.
We'd have to
But
just
the
look to see how
project
it was
was a
worded.
$3 million plus project.
Correct.
1 million was only the first phase.
Right,
I want to make sure that we keep the buggy moving.
Mhm.
Well, that's what I said, that an article at town meeting,
Mhm.
Yeah,
put it where it would do the most good, Bobby, either back into the second.
ask for additional money,
Second phase.
do the
of
same thing,
Red Rock.
go forward and get the next
Yeah.
phase done.
So it all depends on town meeting, and I
Yeah.
don't think we'll have a problem wherever you wanna put it, to use it where it does the best.
Yeah, so we'll give you an update on that when we do a little more research.
thank you.
But at this point, we're looking for the approval of the negative change order.
All right,
Make a motion.
okay, thank you. Okay, so the motion is to approve balancing change order number 1, contract 2024-05 Brent Rock Improvements, Phase 1, for a contract reduction of $126,075.14, and to authorize the chairman or designated person to execute the contract documents when they have been prepared.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, so 2026-04 high school ball fields, change order.
Yeah, so we are working on as we discussed before, we're kind of the contracting mechanism for the ball fields project, which is CPC funded. And the ball fields group, which is a voluntary group, is kind of running the show. So we went out to bid on that. We had previously, this board had previously authorized in August a contract for $1,191,906. Since starting the work, there were some field conditions that had changed. Things changed. We needed to do some extra work on some of the JV dugouts, and then we had to move some of the irrigation, the sprinkler heads, and put in a new electrical conduit. So it's change orders 1, which is $6,303 and a penny, and change order 2, which is $15,518.87. So the original authorization was 1.27 million. It was originally 1.19 million. With these change orders, will be at $1,213,727.88. So staff recommends that, based upon Activitas, who is the engineer working on the project, and their recommendation to go ahead and approve these change orders, we recommend the same.
No comment.
Yeah, I'm all set, yeah, I'm fine with that.
The back side of it, because it's double-sided, has the motion.
Okay. All right, you guys said you're all set. Okay, so to approve the ball fields upgrade agreement contract number 2026-04A, change orders number 1 and 2 for Northeast Sports Field and Recreation of Marshfield, Mass. for a total of $21,821.88, and to authorize the chair or designated person to execute the contract documents when they've been prepared.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, discussion and vote on ADU policy. So this is a continuation from our last meeting.
Yeah, so the last meeting I had kind of a red line strikeout version, so I accepted the changes that we talked about the last time. The thing that I did add to this was just looking at existing bylaws that we have. There's always a variance provision that basically, I added a variance provision taken right out of our zoning, which says the Board of Public Works may at its discretion grant variances from the provisions of this policy upon appeal, or impose reasonable conditions in lieu of full compliance therewith if the majority determines that the requirements herein would cause unnecessary and undue hardship upon the owner of the property. So basically, we're saying we have a policy, but if it really is really detrimental for you as an individual, as a resident, you can come into the board and appeal to the board to not to have some kind of a change to the policy that we have.
And, okay, so everything that's in here for water, sewer, trash are the things we already discussed?
Yes.
That were already, so what instance can you imagine something like that happening, where it's gonna cause a problem?
So I could
existing
see,
policies.
yeah, so I could see a property that maybe spans between 2 roads, and there's a significant grade difference between the 2 roads, and we would say, well, if the primary residence is up high, you need to connect into the primary residence sewer to tie into the sewer, and maybe there's granite in between the bottom and the top, and now they have to chisel through granite to run a line. They would have to get a pump, that's not the issue, but to pump it and then have to chisel through granite or something, they could say it's gonna cost so much money to do that they wouldn't be able to do the project, where if they went out the other side of the house, maybe there's a sewer line right there that they could tie into. Again,
Makes
we
sense.
don't want to have multiple connections into the sewer because we have old sewer lines, and the less times we're touching them, the better off we'll be.
Okay,
But somebody could have a hardship.
okay. In a case like that, like, would they have to pay, like, when is it gonna get, where could it, we run into an issue where it costs the department money to, like, a lot of money to make this possible for somebody?
So, when you do a sewer connection, that is the responsibility of that resident. So they have to hire a contractor who has to be a licensed drain layer installer in town. They have to dig up the pipe, they have to connect up into it, we would oversee it. So that would all be their responsibility, so it wouldn't be a cost for the town.
Okay. All right, so the variance is not gonna set us up to cost the department money,
No,
because they're gonna have to pay for whatever it is
Yes.
that had to be done.
yes, and they would have to pay a new sewer connection fee.
Okay,
So they would have to pay the fee for that.
all right.
Oh, and just to clarify, Bob, you had asked the last time about the water conservation fee?
Yeah, and I did look up, it's okay to have a discussion on the fees? I don't want to step on it, because I
Yeah,
looked
you
it
had
up.
had questions about water
Yeah, I looked it up, I
conservation.
said, the way I do it, when I do stuff, is I, in my mind, in piece of paper, I am going to put an ADU on my property. What's it gonna cost me? And if I did this in other towns, what would it cost me? So I did, I looked at Waltham, I looked at Watertown, I looked at Boston, I looked at Weymouth, and each town, there's on the web, has engineering fees going to the engineering department, water and sewer hookup fees, because there's a hookup fee to it, and there are other fees. So that our policy doesn't have any explanation of the fees, but there's a ton of towns around us that are charging additional fees for the hookups and the engineering costs. So my question is, before we finally approve this, either that or we have, there should be some kind of mitigation or fees that go along with this. That is, and one of the comments was similar to what other towns are, but not over what other towns are doing. Because when I sent an email to you, I said, whatever the legal basis of this, because what we don't want to do is be the lone wolf out there and beat up. I want to be right in line with everybody else. I mean, someone's going to build an ADU, it's going to cost them money. It's going to cost the water department additional costs to provide additional water. We're going to accept additional wastewater. We're going to have to treat that, and we're going to treat it on a basis. But if another town is going to charge $500 for a water hookup or $300 for a sewer hookup, and a lot of other towns are doing that, then we should just follow what the other towns are doing.
I have a question for you. How are they doing that? Because that's not allowed for,
It's in their regulation. I mean, what I'm saying is we need to.
For-
Not allowed.
it's not for ADUs though.
ADUs. ADUs. It's additional costs as part of putting the building permit, looking at the engineering costs, getting the building permit, and hookups. Because if you were going to do a septic system, you would have to go to the Board of Public Health, and we should ask the Board of Health, what are they requiring if someone adds a 1 or 2 bedroom of reestablishing the existing system or adding a new system to that site?
They're not. So we talked about this last time. If somebody has a 4-bedroom
Right.
house, they have a 4-bedroom system,
Right.
which is calculated, the flows are calculated for 8 people. So they have to take 2 bedrooms out of their house to put 2 bedrooms in the ADU. And then it's still 4 bedrooms, which is 8 people.
If you do not want to change your system, you have to add capacity on site and put a new system in. Only when you don't want to change your system. You delete the bedrooms from the house and you put them in the ADU, and the site is still a 4-bedroom.
But that's the ADU policy, that they have to do it that way.
No,
It's-
you can actually add bedrooms to it if you upgrade your system.
Not under our jurisdiction at all.
No, it's Board of Health.
It's the Board of Health, so the conversation doesn't have anything to do with us. You can't add anything that's gonna more or less put a roadblock in for the ADUs.
And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be consistent
Let me-
Yeah,
across
just
everything.
Let me-
trying to be
let me
thorough,
finish.
yeah.
The water is simple. It's under the plumbing inspector. It comes from the primary residence after the meter. The sewer connection, either goes into the septic, if it's not big enough, it goes under the health department. If we have town sewer there, it connects to the sewer system line coming from our town sewer. They're not connecting to the town sewer in the road, they're connecting to the town sewer on that property. I've done it, I've been in business 35 years, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's a simple ADU. We can't add restrictions, it's nothing to do with us.
Not adding restrictions. I want to follow suit what other communities are doing.
Whatever. It's under
Right,
the health
so
department.
we're gonna not vote on this because, can you explain what he sent you? That he says he sent you an email about these fees that he's talking about?
Well, we discussed the last time, and the
We
discussion
did.
the last time was about the conservation fee.
Right,
So our regulations right now are, in the Marshfield code, it does say that new water connections, you have to do this water conservation calculation. But I would contend.
that's for a new home, building a new home and getting a new connection.
Yes.
Okay,
And I would contend the way we set up the ADU policy is we're not saying it's a new connection. We're saying you have to, as John was saying, you have to connect up to the existing connection.
right.
No one's disagreeing with that.
So, to your point, there isn't, the code wouldn't point you towards that conservation fee. And then to your point of additional costs, well, where yes, they will use more water, but we'll get paid for that water through our existing fees. Our guys will not be involved in the connection of the water, so it's not gonna cost the department anymore. Similar with the sewer, as John was saying, you're gonna connect up to an existing line in your property, so that's all you. So again, that doesn't affect our sewer. We're gonna get additional revenue based upon the usage, so I don't see this really costing the department extra money, the way we have it structured right now.
What I'm saying is that it appears that there are no fees involved for any water and sewer under the policy you present to us today.
Mhm.
And what I'm saying is, we should be consistent with other towns are doing.
We can look at other towns.
And I would, before I sign off on a policy, I just want to be in the mainstream with everybody else.
So we won't vote on this tonight because Bob has questions that he
Mhm.
wants answered
Yep.
about what he's finding with towns that are charging fees
Name it this
to hook
one.
up ADUs. I don't think that they're doing it legally, and we definitely want to do things legally, so you guys will look into that and
Yep,
then
we'll do a
maybe
survey of some
do an
neighboring communities.
explanation, yeah.
Mhm.
And we'll put it on at the next meeting.
Yeah, what I don't want to do,
More.
and I agree with John and you,
Mhm.
is that we should not put any additional burdens on someone who needs an ADU. I just want to be consistent across the board.
Understood.
Yep, okay, so we'll pass that vote on, we're gonna put this on for the next meeting, okay, Amy? Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I provided
Yes, sir.
case law for this.
I understand,
And
I agree,
so-
yeah,
Case law has already decided, you know,
Yeah.
no additional fees.
I know. Bob has questions, I appreciate
That's all
like
right.
everybody's questions getting answered, so it's not gonna hurt us to have a vote at the next meeting, and we'll talk about whatever you guys find.
I can just make this comment.
Yeah,
We just had an ADU come in here. Did we talk about water fees or anything? We had an ADU on Union Street.
mm,
Did we talk about anything there?
yeah,
We had an ADU on
Homestead?
Homestead in Winslow.
Mm.
We didn't talk about anything there.
mm,
So we've already set precedent. We haven't even had one spoken word
Right.
to these applicants.
yeah.
So we've already set a precedent, you
Right.
know?
I don't foresee us changing anything, I just wanna make sure Bob gets his questions answered.
That's fine. I can,
Okay.
yeah, I know.
So we'll do that at the next meeting. All right, good, Bob?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so discussion. We have the sewer expansion plan and consultant Bob Drake to talk about that. Or you guys are gonna talk about it and he's gonna talk about it. So you can come up if you want, and who's gonna start with this?
I can I can discuss a little bit. So we have Bob Drake here, sent a proposal into us for
Hello.
essentially what is a sewer master plan update.
Okay.
To look at the capacity of the wastewater treatment facility, look at the existing sewer and look at our potential expansion projects and try and get a grasp on what condition the sewer is in and when we need to expand the plant, and kind of come up with the 5-year capital outlook on what we should be doing in the future to expand
Okay,
our sewer. Does
okay.
that sound about right, Bob?
Yep, you summed it up pretty good.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to read through this, or do you want to explain it? And
Well,
I'll read
whatever
through
you
it
want.
and then you
Okay.
have
Now, if there's
comments.
any questions, I can answer.
Sure, okay. All right, so a letter from Kimley and Horn to Sean Patterson, Public Works. Okay, so Kimley and Horn and Associates, Inc., or the consultant submits this letter agreement to the town of Marshfield client for providing professional service to provide an assessment of the town's sewer infrastructure project. Project understanding is, oh wait, is this like pages and pages?
No, I
Oh.
think there's,
Okay,
Two or
because I was
three
gonna say,
pages.
maybe I shouldn't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 tasks, Diane. which
Okay,
probably
all right, I'll just
highlight
read the
those 4
tasks then. Okay, so task 1 is review of existing sewer flows at the wastewater treatment plant. And then I'll just read the highlighted part. Task 2 is review future sewer flows. So that's to do with the infrastructure expansion. Project sewer flows anticipated for proposed development projects. Okay. And then task 3 is review of existing sewer infrastructure. Okay, and.
You want me to jump in?
Summary of findings, yeah, so you can tell us a little bit about each of
Right,
those?
task 1 is basically looking at what your design DEP limits are for the treatment plant capacity, what your existing flows are there today. Okay, that's task 1. It's typically what you would do is you take like a 3 to a 5 year review going back to see what your average monthly flow was at the plant. Then you would look at those numbers compared to what the DEP requirements are,
Okay,
which is what they allow you, or your permit states, that
Okay.
you can discharge from that plant
mhm,
to make sure that you're in compliance. That would be step 1, and then you also add, precipitation in there to make sure that you're in compliance.
okay,
Step 2, or task 2, would be to look at any, your future flows, which also commitments from developers coming in that have proposed plans in front of the board that the board has signed off on,
okay,
okay? Or any future expansion projects. Like I believe one of them that you're looking at this spring is
For us,
Black
it would
Mountain.
be, yeah, for us, it would be expansion area. So we have a couple other studies that we've done, as we've discussed, so they can incorporate those studies into their review, kind of
Mhm.
compile everything together.
right, okay,
So then you would look at those flows and add them on to your existing flows today, and then review and look at it, okay, are you still in compliance with the DEP permit?
okay,
All right. Then your future, we would sit down with the town, Ken and Matt, and go over your future plans, whether it's I&I issues. I know you have a lot of AC pipe in the ground, how to remove that, how to dispose of that and so forth. Or any sewer projects, we would look at those projects and come up with a list of projects for the next 5 years that would, maintain your budget.
okay,
Then the task 4 would be then to write up a report, a technical report based on the data that we found.
okay. All right,
That's it, the summary.
yeah, do you guys have questions at this point? So services not included, okay.
I have questions.
Okay, Bob, go ahead.
All right, task 1.
Yep.
Existing sewer flows wastewater treatment. We've been doing a lot of relying on the sewers, and it's been, in the past, has been a big inflow from groundwater
Mhm.
and stormwater, that we treat more stormwater than we treat wastewater.
Okay.
All right, so the existing system flows, really needs to really capture the review of the quality of wastewater that we're actually collecting. Is it really groundwater or not? Is there really a alleged I&I problem, or is it one really, does it really exist or not? And where are those areas where we need to tighten those areas up on the existing system? So that's my first kind of,
Okay, well, why don't we answer that?
yeah,
just-
sure, go ahead.
Typically, what you would do for an II, you would have, if you have II issues, inflow infiltration issues, you would do a study throughout the town on that. This, what here is, doesn't cover that.
So you would develop a project for
We
that?
can develop a project for that, right. At this point, what we would be doing is we would have your existing flows on a monthly basis and also a precipitation. So you can see what the general trend is. And if we go back, 3 years, which we're intending to do, you can see the trend. If it's a real wet summer or spring, you typically see those flow rates come up. Or if it's a dry spring and summer, you see the flow rates go down. So you can get a general feeling of your overall system, but that doesn't, for an II study, you would actually set meters up throughout the
Right.
town, and you can monitor and you can really isolate those particular areas that have II issues.
So you would identify if there is an I&I problem?
We
in
could-
reviewing the past 3 years of flow?
We could tell if there's an II issue.
So that would be a project moving forward in the cap plan?
We could, yeah, if that's what the town desires, moving forward to come up with a II study and a plan.
Yeah, so we tighten up the system.
Right.
Because if you tighten up the system, that means you get more capacity for additional wastewater in areas where we're trying to protect our water supply. I
Definitely.
mean, the goal of doing the master plan, in my mind,
Right.
and spending additional money, is to open up those areas that don't have sewer, that we need to protect, so that the wastewater doesn't go into the septic systems that could have PFAS and other chemicals that are in there, go into the groundwater and eventually be picked up in the drinking water supply, where we would have to put a treatment system on the drinking water side. So it's a prevention type of issue. By getting this much capacity, tighten the system as much capacity, means you can expand to your wellheads. And that's our goal, is to protect our water supply, not just making sure that someone can go poop somewhere and put an ADU in. We want to make sure that we are really protecting the water supply.
That's the whole purpose of
That's the
this.
whole
Right.
purpose of it.
Right, and I
Yes.
think the town is addressing that with these 3 proposed
Mhm.
expansion projects
Yes,
that I haven't reviewed yet, but I know they're out there, and this is what the first 2 tasks is gonna say, or determine, is how much capacity do you have at your plant today? Can you do this expansion and still be within the DEP permit?
Yeah, the what if.
What
right.
if?
We're
And
looking
if
for the
it's
what
not,
if.
then you would have to do what you just said, Bob. You'd have to find out other sources, like II sources, and remove that II flow from your plan to be able to do
I have
these
a quick
expansion
question.
projects.
Right. Yeah, so that would come, hold on a second, John. So that would come, if you do see a trend that is concerning and you feel like you need to study it deeper, then that's where that would come in.
That's correct.
More of a study, but,
Right.
yes, John?
Just a quick, for the viewers, will you define I&I?
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
But we're
It's
talking
inflow
I-
infiltration.
Right.
Inflow is from water sources that have a direct connection. For instance, like a catch basin that's tied into a sewer, that's a direct connection.
Right.
A roof leader or a drain leader that ties into the sewer pipe, that's a direct connection.
Correct.
Sump pump.
Sump pumps are another
Correct. Just for the
connection.
viewers.
Right.
Because we do.
Infiltration is sources that are, say, cracked pipe
I understand.
or leaking, well, I know you understand.
Yeah, he's explaining for.
Some other people.
But also me.
Right,
Yeah.
so infiltration comes through typically cracked pipes, leaky manholes and so forth.
Mhm.
Those are your two biggest contributors.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just gives a general idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the more we take out, that means that we have more capacity.
More capacity at the plant.
To open up an area. I mean, I look at 5 years, but I also look at whether the next phase is protecting our water supply. That would not be in the 5-year window, it should be in a 10-year window, or a 15-year window, because.
Well, if the town would like it to expand to 10 years, I mean, that's easily done.
Okay, so then, review of future sewer flows. So after you do the first part, you go to this part, and we're looking at, based on what you find on the review for the DEP permit, then we're looking at, can we facilitate Black Mount, Kent Park,
Right.
based on that? And
Exactly.
Okay, all
Or
right.
future developments that you've already have plans signed by, for the developers, but they haven't actually started to work.
There aren't any, are there? There aren't any.
No?
No,
Okay.
there's no signed permits, but we have committed to Black Mount, Kent Park, and South River previously.
Okay, good.
Yes, we've done studies for all those, yep, and I think in the study we included Humrock in that as well.
And Humrock, right. Yeah.
Because I think we're gonna have to bring our sewer out that way anyway. so.
Yeah, late, yeah.
I mean,
Long in the future, probably,
But
but,
I'm really concerned about our water supply in Ferry Street.
Point of order.
okay, yes.
We just raise
Yeah,
our
we're-
hand
we're-
if someone wants to talk.
Yeah,
Someone just figures they can talk.
So thank you, John. We've discussed that, already, so, and Matt explained where that would potentially come in, at which piece? Black Mount is first,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. we would-
Okay,
Black Mount would be first, and Kent Park is basically where we would need to go to next in order to start doing that side of town.
right, okay,
Because that's where it need to cross the river.
Right.
Well, that's where we have identified where it would cross the river.
Mhm.
So in order to expand up to there, that's why Kent Park is high on the list, because that's gonna need to be done in order for us to make our way up the coast.
okay,
Basically.
thanks. All right, so, can you explain review of existing sewer infrastructure?
Well, I would sit down with Ken and Matt.
Is this like the plant, or
No, that'd be
everything, all of it?
the piping, where you've had,
Okay.
sewer breaks, sewer issues, backups and so forth. We would look at that. We would look at areas, see what type of pipes that you have, if that's a concern, if you, areas with AC pipe. If the town wants to get those removed. So just get an overall feeling how your system operates today and what are the issues with your system today.
Right. and
There's
not-
always like
yeah.
areas that always back up during rain events, most likely due to II issues and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, and we talked about pipelining and pipe scribing in the past.
Yeah,
Remember
That,
it.
yeah.
pipe scribing is on the list.
Yeah, that's on
and
our next,
That
yeah.
is that is
Yeah. Right,
a big, that's a big thing that is kind of, we're talking about this I&I, that would be very helpful for this. And I know that we have the sewer department has their own camera truck, and they have been out whenever they can, they're taking video
oh, good,
of all our potential problem areas
Mhm.
for
right. So we'll
mostly
talk
AC
about that,
pipe.
we'll talk about that once coming, that, we should probably
So
put
that
that,
might-
we'll take that out of order, we're gonna take the next one out of order,
Yeah.
we'll get to that one next.
Yep.
John, sorry.
Just on, services not included, that's the next page.
Oh, right, okay,
So, inflow I&I investigations not included.
That's the study. Okay, John, we're not doing a study under this report because that's, that usually takes about a year to do. Because you want to get your spring and your summer months and part of the fall metered so you can see how the groundwater tables reacting, and you wanna have a couple major storms within that period too.
So to be clear, what you're saying is that your study will identify if there's potential areas that you should do an I&I study in the future, but that study won't be included at this point.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right, you get a good sense of it
Well,
from
if
what
your
you're doing.
overall
yeah.
system has, you know, II issues, just from the precipitation and
Mhm.
how, and then you look at the flows at the plant,
Mhm.
so you can get a general feeling if it has, if you have II issues.
Okay. I have a question for Ken. Didn't you say that the Plymouth Ave pump station has like some kind of advanced monitoring that could look at potential for,
Yeah,
that could look at that?
I guess that was a question for you, Bob, is we have a number of pump stations, so can you look at will this proposal include looking not just at the plant inflow, but at looking at individual pump stations for the same kind of a evaluation?
How many pump stations do you have? Do you know?
7?
Okay, 7, yeah. We'll take a peek at that for you.
Okay. All
I know
right.
some communities have like 40 pump stations.
Oh,
so-
no.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would
Fortunate.
change
Oh,
things maybe.
6 or 7, okay.
Okay, all right, good. Did you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay.
No.
And then, could you explain, so that service is not included, you good with that, Bob? Can you explain additional services?
Well,
Just-
that's
just so we go
services
through it.
that are not included in the contract, but if the town wishes to pursue those services, we'll be more than happy and willing to add those services.
Okay, all right, okay, and then,
Which includes like the II study or.
right,
and so
permitting,
forth,
yeah,
Permitting.
yeah, okay, great.
It's
I mean, I
sort of
look
like
at-
just a very general
Yeah.
blanket, you know.
Question?
No, I think that this just opens the door for the planning process. And to basically, to try to put a building block, a framework for, and a bookcase, and where we have open shelves that need to be determined what goes in where and what, and to have a longer range plan.
Right.
Because I mean, I look at this as, where are we going to go, you know, in 3 to 5 years, but where are those other areas in town where our focus and our goal is to get people off of septic systems that are in water critical recharge zones, and where are we going with that?
Right.
And that's over a longer period of time, 10, 15 years.
This right here, Bob, and you're 100% correct, this is your initial assessment of your system.
Absolutely.
This is like putting down the foundation, then from the information that we gather from this, then we can sit down with you folks again and go, all right, this is the direction that we feel that the town should be heading in.
Right.
Or you need to do this, this, and this.
Okay,
But this is part,
But this is
this is
the
only
step
the
number
initial
one.
planning component
yes,
for our long-range goal of protecting our water supply.
right, okay, so we're moving on to the next page, so fees and expenses. So each of these tasks are priced out separately. And for the total is $45,400.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. So where do we have those funds?
We are looking around to find that. We do have a NIPD's compliance.
A what?
Yeah, it's our discharge, NIPD's, NDPES,
Okay.
National Priority Discharge Elimination System, is the acronym for the discharge permit that we have for the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay,
So seeing that there's new things coming up, we put money aside a couple of years ago to make sure we stayed in compliance. And I think this is exactly what that money is for, is to make sure we're staying in compliance by having a good plan.
right, yeah. John, question?
Yeah, question. Could you possibly use in wastewater the $100,000 emergency fund? Yeah, we have 100,000 every year.
Yeah, we do have 100,000 every year. I guess with
I
this
mean,
fall.
it's a possibility if we have.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's some funding there.
this
if we
fund-
need it.
Yeah, this funding that we have is 100,000 coincidentally.
Yeah.
So we do have money set aside already.
In
So
the
I would propose
other
we use
one.
that.
Yeah, on the
yes.
other one,
Right.
but just,
But that's always available,
something happens.
yes.
Well, that's something like if a pipe really goes and has to be immediately kind of,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, okay, so, and then, do you guys have anything else to explain about this?
I don't,
We,
I don't think so.
Okay. So we don't have this as an action item, but I imagine we're gonna, who signs a contract for this? Do we have to vote on it, or can you guys
Yes.
just do it?
No,
Because
the
we don't have
board-
it on, as an action item, we have it as a discussion
Right, the
item.
board would have to do it, I mean, I would suggest that we run it by town council,
Okay.
because they're gonna cross out all the terms and conditions and go back and forth, and.
Right.
So,
So we can still tweak it to the discussion.
So you
Yes.
guys are gonna.
So do you
give it to
understand? So if we
town-
can
town
tweak it,
council?
before we're not gonna vote on it,
Mm-hmm.
can you go back and rethink this to make sure that what we're looking for as our goal is a water supply protection master plan?
Right, I know where
Long-term.
you want to end up, Bob.
Yeah.
Right, but, you know, this is
But this
just-
is the initial.
This is the initial
This
step.
is the initial. I wanna make
Right.
sure that that the findings of this report will give us a list of whether the next steps to go.
Right, he
Right.
just said that.
I'll be working
so-
with Ken and Matt on that.
Okay, fine.
Directly, so I'll sit down with them and we'll put our heads together and come up with as of right now, a 5-year plan. for
So
the next
you-
projects and where
yeah.
you want to head.
And your initial write-up, I wanna make sure that, now that we've had a discussion, you capture that in your document.
Sure.
And it might mean, you might have to tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be additional costs, might be a few hours, whatever, to do so. But at least you hear what the board, what I have said on the board and others have heard said on the board. Where you didn't have that luxury when you were writing it up.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a couple of meetings before this with the department. John, did you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick question. On the lump sum fees invoice monthly, how long do you think this was gonna take for the,
I would say at most 3 months. I mean, we'll have, we'll give the town a chance to review at least a draft
yeah, that's fine. I'm just curious.
report,
How
and
long
depending
it
how
would take.
quickly you get that back.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
good
you.
question.
And how quickly, you know, the town gets us
That information
the
you need
information
to-
that we
To
request.
do the report,
Right.
yeah. I see
Okay.
that.
So this is a question to Ken. Ken, if we get a report in 3 months, can we get, and it shows a list of projects, is there any way we can get something in town meeting?
no,
To add, no, not,
I can answer that.
well, just to add the next phase of this study.
no,
No, tell me articles.
So it would be in the
due
fall.
January.
yes.
So it would be
Yeah.
the fall, okay,
It'd be
fine.
the fall, although again, the town is trying to make the fall emergency stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
But that's way ahead of us. So let's just get this initial study done, see what we're working with, and then what the recommendations are for order of importance and so forth.
Yeah,
Basically,
and
that's
I'm only-
it in a nutshell.
And I'm only saying no, Bob, just because of the time frame to get.
No, I
Right.
get that.
things-
Yeah.
That's why I said the fall. if we
I'm
needed
letting
to.
everybody else know that I'm not
Yeah.
just saying no to you.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that there's
No.
timelines that the town has to get warrant articles well in advance of town meetings. So 3 months would push it past those deadlines.
Yeah.
No, I get that, and I look at this as a long-term
Yes.
plan
Mhm.
with many fingers that, you know, that need to be funded over
Okay.
many, many years.
All right, so we're gonna move I'm gonna move the wastewater pipe scribing demo up because we have Mr. Drake here, and it's definitely connected to this. So, wastewater, the pipe scribing demo, do we have,
Number 4.
okay.
Well, it just has a placeholder.
ADU. I don't know if we have anything on that.
I don't think so.
Do
I
we
can
don't
give-
have
I
anything
can
on
give
that.
a- no, I
Okay.
can give a
You give us an
update.
update on that.
So we met, we had identified over off of Plymouth Ave as a good candidate for what we're trying to do is this pipe scribing is a new technology that we kind of wanted to get a demonstration on a section of pipe in town, see how it works. So we were thinking about a place off of Plymouth Ave. We originally were going to go with Johnson Terrace, but there's a lot of houses that are connected that would need to be connected up on that street. So for a demo, we thought that was a little too much. So we were looking at an easement off of Tecumseh, which is across from Seminole, off of Plymouth Ave. It's a pipe that the wastewater department has had a lot of issues with recently.
What kind of issues?
Well, it wasn't exactly, it was in the woods and kind of was forgotten about until we had some backups.
Okay.
So that's some backup.
so-
It requires a lot of maintenance. It just seems like there's a lot of grease or something in that area for some reason. And there's also a lot of infiltration. We've cameraed the line and we can see basically a geyser coming into the pipe.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, and it only has one house connection on it, so that's why we kind of pivoted to that.
okay.
It has one house connection that's very close to a sewer manhole in the street, so we could in turn make that house connection go right into the manhole, and then we can line that whole entire area without having to, reconnect anyone's sewer or anything.
Oh, that's good.
And it's also in the middle of the woods, so we wouldn't have to clear anything out. We would pipe scribe, not line, and we wouldn't have to replace, because we were kind of thinking of replacing this line to try and eliminate some of the issues, and we would have had to clear out all the woods over there, which we could do. We have an easement, and I've gotten permission to clear that out, but I would rather not.
Right, it's a lot less work to do
Yeah.
it this way. So could
could
you
you-
explain hold on a minute, Bob. Explain why we're doing a demo? Just so that everybody understands.
Yes,
On
so
this
we want
technology.
to do a demo because this is a new technology for lining sewer pipe, and what it does is it essentially, and step in, Bob, if I'm
Okay.
speaking, it breaks the pipe up as it goes, but then it has an epoxy that basically brings it all back together. So that there's no, because the issue with the DEP is pipe bursting, is when you put a new pipe in and it breaks up that AC pipe and you get shards in the ground, now it's all of a sudden a landfill and
Right, because
hazardous material in the ground.
AC for the audiences,
Oh, it's asbestos concrete pipe,
right,
which is not good.
yes.
So the DEP is on board with this new technology where you won't have to remove the AC pipe. It would make essentially a new pipe. You wouldn't lose any capacity really. The inside diameter would be just about the
Well,
same.
why don't I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
What it does is, we all know what pipe bursting is you pull an apparatus through the pipe and it more or less breaks it up. This is called pipe scribing, so instead of breaking up the pipe, it cuts the pipe into 4 segments, okay? And right after what they call is the cutter head, they have a packer that injects gel out into the surrounding soils, so it encapsulates the pipe, so these fragments do not have the ability to leach out into the environment. And then what you do is you pull a brand new pipe right behind it. Okay, so you're actually replacing the old pipe with a brand new pipe, but you're also encapsulating those AC fragments that have been pushed aside. Okay, so they don't have the ability to leach out into the environment, which DEP is all for.
So it's like a mold.
It's a mold, right?
Yeah, brought samples, it's like a mold and it's like all,
And this gel, you
Yeah.
inject the gel into the ground, and when water hits it, it expands 5 to 10 times the amount that you put in, so you're really getting a good seal around that pipe, okay? So that's what is really attractive to the DEP. This is the first technology in the world that's out there that does this.
So the new pipe that you're pulling behind it,
It's brand new.
what kind of, what is the mill, how thick it is?
Well, the
Is it-
new
is
pipe
it-
that you pull behind it will be
Is-
typically what you pull in, like a PVC pipe or a HDPE pipe, so
Okay, so it's regular, it's a regular,
it's a regular pipe.
regular
Whatever pipe you need for that.
Yeah, usually it's a
replacement.
plastic pipe, because you do what they call butt fuses, so you sort of weld it together so it's a seamless joint,
Mhm.
Okay,
okay? So what you're doing is you're accomplishing, one of your issues is you probably have a lot of root infiltration or getting in there, you know, and you also probably have a lot of I&I in that pipe. So this will prevent that, because it'll be a solid pipe from manhole to manhole.
And
So
it lasts,
And it lasts.
like forever.
never
Something.
forever.
Never
Something
say
like
never.
that. Something like that.
Something
Long,
will
long
break it
time.
This way, it'll last our lifetime. How's that?
You had talked to us about pipe scrabbing before, and then we had a couple of meetings, we had a presentation. And so that's how we kind of landed here
Right.
with this.
We did do
Right.
this demonstration on a nearby community or town, which was the first time ever. We had all the top DEP people down there watching it,
Mhm.
and it was extremely successful. Their big issue was I&I also in that area. And the town was actually on a sewer moratorium because they had such an I issue. And after this one project, they were able to get off that sewer moratorium to allow development to come back.
What town?
Wow,
Wareham?
Where?
Mhm.
Yeah.
right, so continue, so you've found the area that you're gonna do it.
Yeah, so we
and
found
then-
an area that's a good candidate for the demo, and I think it would be a great idea to get them on board. So we met out there with, Clint and I met, what is his name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, Danny Warren?
Danny Warren,
Yep.
and then the contractor that is familiar with the work, Bernice, and
Denise, yeah.
we met out there with them and kind of walked through the site, and they're gonna get us a quote on what it would cost for this demo.
Good.
And then we can go from there.
So
That
do we
area's
get a
pretty-
discount if we let him use pictures and slides from Marshfield for his next presentation
Yeah.
in another town? Ask him that.
Yeah.
When is the, when
We've
is,
already done that.
what is the cost per linear foot?
It's typically 3 times the amount of lining, but I mean, that's just a straight cost. But in this case, if you're talking AC pipe, I mean, the cost of disposal of AC pipe is, I think they have to ship it up to
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah, nobody
It's
takes.
a waste, yeah, I didn't say
I mean,
waste.
so, I mean, overall cost, you'd be substantial savings. Because anytime you deal with AC pipe, you have to bag the pipe individually in white bags, seal it, record it, and then dispose of it properly, which is shipping it up to Ohio.
Do you have a lot of time that it takes to get a permit for that, to remove that? It's like, how long, is that a long
The-
drawn out process if you were gonna do it the regular way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Not to get the permit for.
No, not
AC
to get the permit, but bagging it up, and
Yeah.
it's gotta be the pipe has to be double bagged, it has to go in a dumpster that is double lined, and everything has to be recorded on where it came from,
And even just the
It's-
removal of the pipe, you're supposed to pull out segment by segment, so you don't want to break it up. So when the contractor is actually removing the pipe, he's got to be a lot more diligent with it and try to pull each section out so that he doesn't break it.
Hmm.
So it's time consuming for the contractor, it's time consuming for the town. Nobody wants to do it.
Right, so all that time
Yeah.
adds up
Right.
to a higher expense.
and most of our I&I problems are in asbestos concrete pipe. or
How many
in-
linear
Oh,
feet do we
really?
have asbestos concrete pipe?
Thousands.
Clint
Task
said-
2 will find that out.
Oh, yeah, test two.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
It was like 11 miles or something, I thought Clint said.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. So you're gonna get us, we'll be back maybe
Yep.
by, do you think
Yeah.
you'll have it by the 5th?
I will have to double check, on a timeline. They said they were gonna try and turn it around pretty quick.
Okay.
But we gotta do some stuff on our end. Just, cause it is, close to wetlands, we'd have to go to conservation, make sure that that's all right with them. We might need to do a permit, notice of intent, I think probably if we're actually digging. Cause I do have a permit for clearing, but not digging any holes, so.
Okay,
I think we might need to get a permit from them. But it's very minimal excavation.
good.
In this case, it would be 2 holes, and depending on the connection, and you'd have to reconnect that one house into the manhole, so that'd be actually 3 holes.
I'd love to see a comparison too, when you do get the price on, and I know it would be a little bit of guesswork, but what it would cost us to do it the old way. You know, like you can't foresee any issue, like problems that obviously would potentially happen, but I'm just curious to see what the difference would be.
Yeah, I think.
Your best guess, you know?
I can help you with that, Matt. if you'd
Okay.
like.
Because we weren't even looking at lining that one. I don't think pipe lining that one was gonna work. I think we were just gonna replace it.
Yeah, okay.
Linear
Well,
footage?
whatever,
Linear
like,
footage?
How
long is the pipe?
I think it's about 100, the first run I think is about 120 feet. Probably looking at maybe 200, 200 between 200 and 250. And we wanted to see that they have the same technique for lining catch basins as well. In one of the, sewer manholes. And one of the manholes out there has some I&I issues, so we're gonna have them quote us on lining a manhole as well, with their technology that we saw at their presentation. So we can see kind of both technologies.
Right, if a manhole has a lot of II, you basically you clean the manhole, and then you would spray with an epoxy spray, which actually adheres to the manhole, so it becomes part of the manhole. So it stops all your infiltration from coming in.
Yeah, and we did just recently on Surf Ave do some repairs, try to fix some I&I in sewer manholes. I guess you could call it the old way. They were drilling in and grouting around. So we could, if we can get this one done, and then we can go back and compare to last year's lining, and then we'll have a good comparison on kind of this new technology. How does that hold up compared to what we did over on Surf Ave last year too?
Good,
So
okay.
we have some baselines, I think, that we can use to compare,
Great,
so.
awesome. Do you have any questions, John?
No, I'm all set. I
Bob,
think it's very
you all
good.
set?
I'm done.
You're all done? Oh, he's all done.
Not yet.
No, I mean, you're done for now?
I'm very concerned about our wastewater and how much water we get going into our system that really doesn't need to be there, and what our capacity is, and how we can protect our water supply. And that's where my focus is.
That's why we're doing this.
I hear you loud and clear, Bob.
Yep, very good. Okay.
I work for DEP,
Okay,
Yeah.
wayside cleanup. I
okay.
see it across the
Okay.
whole state.
All right, so we're gonna
We need to
move,
protect our water.
so we're gonna move on, because we're done with that, right?
Yeah, I
Thank you
think so.
Okay.
very much.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciate you coming in.
Not a problem, thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move to, Esplanade lighting. We skipped past that one, so we'll talk about that.
So, yeah, so we did reach out, after the last meeting, we reached out, to Eversource, and I gave them the plan that we had at the last meeting and told them, you know, can you look at all these lights and
Right.
see what's going on? And I actually got out there right away to fix at least some of the lights.
Yeah, they had one light was on the next day,
Yeah,
so that was
yeah.
good.
So they got one on, but there's still more to go, so, yeah, we'll keep working with Eversource to make sure they get done, all the ones that they're
Okay.
supposed to get done.
Okay, so did they give you any information that you want to share, or just they're working on it?
They're working on it.
Okay, all right, well, we'll find out, I guess, as they come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
there's another
basically-
light.
They
I do
basically
have a question
confirmed
on
our
that
plan.
upgrade.
What?
They basically confirmed our plan and said, yep, these ones are, the lights are out, and then there was other ones that were missing lights that they
Okay.
said they were gonna address.
So then they're gonna get back to you about what their time frame is, or
Yeah,
they'll
they
go
said-
at it.
said
as
they put a
they-
work order in for it, so I don't know how long that takes.
Okay,
We
how
talked
long, right,
about-
Okay,
There were missing lights, but the missing lights were not where the priority locations were. And we talked about, instead of you having it at that location, can we have it at the more critical area? How were we successful on that?
For now, it was just trying to get the lights on that are not working. So
Yeah,
that's-
because
that's step
we
one.
pay per light, right?
Right, right.
And
So
our
that's step
discussion
one.
was, so this is a zero net on the budget, instead of having the light where we don't need it, we have it where it is. So we're still, there's no increase in the budget.
are they gonna, thanks Bob, are they gonna just turn lights on, or are they gonna tell you
No,
what they've identified and are gonna do?
There were missing lights, as Matt was saying, there were missing lights, and they said that they would get a work order out to get the missing lights replaced.
Okay, and those were at the Island Street end?
No,
Or
Yeah, well,
the
there
other
was the
one.
one in Arthur and Pat's was one of the ones.
Okay, because that was where the concern
Which
was
is,
that
yeah,
end.
that's kind of critical, yeah.
Right, okay, all right,
And we wanted lights where there were no lights, and trade the ones that we didn't need, that didn't have a light, to the location that we did need. And that was my point.
right.
Right, but I was gonna get the lights on and then talk about moving lights
Okay,
when
fine.
the lights were fixed.
Okay, all right, that's fine, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're on to update on enterprise analysis audit.
So,
John?
I think we've come to the agreement of the Excel spreadsheet that we're gonna use.
Oh, good.
I think there was a little disagreement, I believe, on what sheet would use for the indirect. Is that right, Sharon? Then we have, were you at that last meeting with Mr. Sumner?
I was,
All right.
yeah.
So you guys, maybe not you, but maybe the town accountant, come up with a different sheet. But we went back to the sheet that we agreed about with Peter Moore.
They agreed to look at that, they gave it to us, I haven't had a chance to compare it to the
We're not
other.
gonna use the other sheet.
We have to see what the old sheet says.
No, we're not gonna use it. Well, listen, I'm tired of these meetings where we just bounce around like this. We had a meeting with Peter Moore. I believe Sean was there, I believe you were there.
Yep.
Were you there, Sharon?
I wasn't
Oh,
with
with
the
the-
Peter
okay.
You weren't
Morgan's,
there.
no, but
We
yeah.
agreed on using an Excel spreadsheet. Everybody agreed, Peter Moore agreed. That's the one we're gonna use. Trish Simpson was there, she agreed.
Is that the one based upon the 2009?
That's correct. That's the one we're gonna use.
So they told us that they went and plugged in the numbers into that 2009 one, and it was higher than the one they presented
well,
in
I'd
their
like
meeting.
to see
So
it.
that's why I said, we have to look at that and figure out what's going on.
No.
So we have some information, we have to evaluate it.
Well, we were gonna do that this week. After you come back from
Yep.
vacation.
Yes.
Yourself,
Yep,
myself,
Mhm.
Sharon,
Yep.
we're
we're
available.
gonna sit
Yes.
down and
Yes.
email me that sheet that you, show me those numbers.
Yep,
Absolutely.
That you could actually use that sheet because
yep.
that's almost an impossibility to come up with something more. It's the same old ripoff of the ratepayers. That's all this is. It's a ripoff. And it's about to stop.
Yep, we're ready to sit down and go over it.
Somewhere along the
Good.
line. I mentioned this before. The payment for these indirects are in the $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 to the ratepayers. Eventually, it's gonna go lopsided. It's gonna affect the salaries. We're gonna have to lay off some of them. that's how it's gonna work, because these salaries come out of the fees. If we're using the fees to pay the salaries, and now we're using the fees to pay this ripoff, something's gotta give here. We're not gonna keep raising the fees, period.
So
People will, I'm telling you, people will be laid off.
I
You
understand.
can't keep doing it. You know, that's all these financial geniuses do, is come up with this form, that form, we're gonna use this form. I'll sit down with you.
So you've got that sheet, you've got the one that they gave you, you're gonna compare them,
Yes.
and then you're gonna meet with John, and
Yes.
you guys are gonna go over all of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That sheet that they provided used the full, just on one indirect line item. They used the full salaries and expenses of the select board town administrator.
Right.
You can't do that.
So you're,
I mean, I know how it works.
I know,
Right away, that $600,000 plus expenses cannot be used like that. I put in a Freedom of Information request to find out the breakdown of the expenses and the $600,000 salaries. Because the salaries include, at the time in Beverly, would include Kate. I believe it would include the part of the facilities manager, I'm not sure, I gotta see the breakdown. Do you have the breakdown?
Did they give you for
Nothing.
the freedom of
No.
information?
No, I wanna see the breakdown, because you can't use,
did you get that back, that?
No,
from-
nothing yet.
When did you put it in?
7, 8 days ago.
Okay, so it should be back soon. So while you're waiting for that and they're working on their comparison, hopefully you'll get that back.
Yeah.
And you guys can put your heads together and look at all of it.
Yes.
Well,
Together?
the figure you use for the select board, the expenses and everything, it includes the paper, it includes erasers, it
I know,
includes pencils, the whole bit. You know, they're charging us for the air they breathe.
So-
I'm tired of it.
I know.
They have a meeting
I
on
feel
it
like
yet?
we're getting a little, I think this is gonna be confusing to viewers until, you know what I'm saying? They're getting like just little bits of information, so, it would be good, once you guys, meet and have all the information together, that we can present it so that it makes sense to people that are watching.
Mhm.
Do you understand, John?
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fully understand.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to cut you off, I'm
No,
just,
that's-
I just wanted to make sense to people when they watch. Did you have a question about that?
No.
You don't, okay. All right, so you're gonna get your FOIA,
And we're gonna, somehow we're gonna meet here
and
and see.
then
Yep. We'll do that.
you guys will meet,
But I need-
not in a board meeting, but you'll meet
I
when you
need
have all
that,
that.
whatever info you have, send
Yeah,
it to
I'm
me.
gonna send it to you. I made myself a note
Yeah.
on that.
Okay.
and
Send-
We'll
send-
set up a
send-
meeting.
You're getting to the bottom of it, it's
No,
gonna
no,
happen.
no, no,
You,
no.
you are,
No,
you
no,
will.
No, I'm still dealing with the same bullshit.
All right, but you're.
I tell
you're
it like
good.
it is. That's
You're
all it
getting to
is.
the bottom of it, it's gonna happen. I believe in it. Okay, so I think we're done with all of that, and we have meeting minutes. So did you guys look at the
Yes.
minutes?
I'm good with them.
Okay,
Make a motion.
all right, so I make a motion to
Accept.
accept the meeting minutes from November 10th, 2025. Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, and then superintendent's report.
So I guess the latest and greatest was obviously we had a storm over the weekend. So we had the crews in on Saturday, I gotta get my days straight, Saturday night to do the sanding of the roads and everything. And it looked really good up until Sunday. Everybody went home and then it just kept snowing and snowing.
I know,
and
it just
snowing.
kept snowing.
It just wouldn't stop, so came back in again last night, the guys worked through the night, but overall, I thought they did a great job, and it came out really well, so I think
Yep.
that was a successful storm treated.
Don Kent would have called it a dusting.
It
We got
wasn't
4
dusting,
inches
but
in the
it
hills.
just kept dusting and dusting.
I know, it just
Felt like
wouldn't,
five-
it
I
like
have 5 or 6 on
stopped
my
and then
house.
started and
Whitman.
started and
Where?
kept going.
Whitman? Yeah, like
Whitman.
at least 5.
Did you? Yeah, I can't, I don't know, I feel like I couldn't.
I had enough to snowball, I had to do the snowball.
Can I have a question?
You did?
I
You
snowed
used your
it,
snow blower?
Yeah.
So that was the storm,
hold
Old
on.
Plain
He
Street,
has a question,
Oh,
John has a
sorry.
question.
The money paid for the snow plowing.
Yeah.
came out of the snow budget,
Yes,
everything,
yes.
all
Yeah.
the employees.
Yep.
Trust but verify, can I see that sometime?
Yeah, when we get their timesheets, yeah.
So,
Then I can
the-
show
the
you,
trucks-
because we haven't paid them yet, so.
Yeah, but we have the trucks, we have the plows, we have the filling, all of that is snow plowing.
It'd all be snow and ice.
How big is that, 400,000?
Yes,
And that's the only one that can be increased by the advisory.
yes,
So we gotta keep on top of that.
yes.
Okay.
No, we're
Okay.
gonna,
No, I mean-
my plan is after every storm, we're gonna summarize it and figure out where we're at.
But it, 99.9% is snow budget,
Mhm.
you know, unless they're gonna go, 200 feet for a pumping station.
Okay.
So that's, we had finished up Old Plain Street, we're doing the water main on Old Plain Street, which went from, Plain Street up to Main Street. So we just finished connecting that up, everybody on Old Plain Street is now on the new line, that was an old cast iron pipe, one of the oldest pipes we had in town.
Wow.
So that pipe is officially now, it's abandoned, so everybody's hooked up to the new service. So that went well. Tomorrow, they're gonna come in and they're gonna mill and pave half the road where we did our trench. So we're gonna get that done. And that'll be the last of the paving for the year. We did a bunch of other paving jobs this fall and they all got wrapped up. So this will be the last paving job that we have. Veterans Park is reaching a close. We had a meeting last week on just going over some punch list items, so that is wrapping up. So that's been a long project that was seasonal and it was based on the herring spawning and things, that it was really a scheduling complication, but that is all done. We had to post Canal Street Bridge. There's that little bridge that just goes over a little canal that goes between the marshes, basically.
Mhm.
When you come off of, you got Canal Street that turns into the Gurnet and comes
Bay
in off
and
of
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
know
if you
you
come
mean.
out of Bay and you make that first, if you go right back towards Careswell Street,
Yeah, it's
it's
little
that
bridge.
little bridge there. So it's in rougher shape. So the state told us that, they gave us a report, they did an inspection, and they said we're gonna restrict it. So it's restricted, it's not terribly restricted, but it is restricted. So we had to restrict it and post those signs, so we get that done
Do the trucks go over that
all the time.
to bring the sand? That's the route that they're taking to bring the sand.
Yes.
Into,
Yeah.
so
It's
is that, has that damaged that bridge? Like, is there any way to know? I mean, you would think it.
You can't blame it on a certain truck or anything, I mean, bridges
There's
just.
two bridges
it's-
then, either way, it still has a bridge.
Yeah,
It's-
so the truck route, in case they were gonna do another beach project, the next truck route would be to go up to Beach Street, go over the new Beach Street Bridge, down Bay Avenue to that intersection, and then make the left going towards Duxbury, and then come back the same route.
Oh,
Is
boy.
it
So-
posted at either end of
Wow.
the street?
Yes,
That'd be,
yes.
okay.
So the next beach nourishment job that Duxbury is gonna do, they will not be able to use that road. They'll have
I
to do
wonder if that just
other one.
was the.
And
camel
I
that-
reached out to the Duxbury DPW
Mhm.
and let them know that there's a restriction on that bridge now, so.
Okay.
They said that they're not gonna have any trucks going in there anytime soon, but I just.
They can't now anyways,
Yeah.
because it's restricted, right? So they can't.
Yeah, well, they
Okay.
could go, like we said, you could go
Yeah.
around,
Around,
but
right?
I just want, I told them, you know, hey, this, if you guys, because I know that the bridge is out over there.
Powder Point Bridge
Powder
is
Point
also
Bridge is out. So I said, if you guys need to bring material to the other side of that bridge, you can't go through Canal Street, you have to go down Beach and Bay.
Mhm.
But they said they wouldn't be bringing material, that way anytime soon, so.
Okay.
That's all I have for now.
I got a question.
Question?
Just a question on Old Plain Street. So the new curb stop in each individual home,
Mhm.
what was their line, was that all, were there any galvanized there or?
So
what
they
did
went,
what did they have?
no, it's a good question, and we were very fearful of that. In fact, some of the houses on that road are some of the oldest houses in
Yeah.
town.
1920s.
Yeah, that must have been
Yeah.
a wagon
Jerry
trail.
Williams lived on that street.
So- Yeah, so,
So what are you asking? Because I didn't understand that
The,
question. I'd like to
the
understand.
water main that comes from the main, the new main,
Okay,
and then the town puts in a curb stop, you know, and from the homeowner, the curb
Mhm.
stop to the house
okay,
is the water line.
right.
I was asking if it was galvanized, some of it is.
Some are lead.
Old. I don't think we have any lead in Marshfield, but I
No,
never
but
run
a
into
lot of towns
lead.
have
I run into it in Brighton. And I was asking if it's galvanized, because some of the galvanized lines I worked on, after you cut them out, you could pick the thing up and look, you can't look through it.
yeah.
You can't, it's so
Yeah.
plugged up, I don't know how water went through it.
Huh,
So, did you find it?
Finds a way.
So we found, was it 3, Matt? A total of 3?
Iron lines?
Yeah.
2. There was
Two.
just 2.
We
One of them,
were actually very pleasantly surprised that at some point in time, the town had gone down that road and actually switched over to plastic. For the most part, but there were
It-
2, all the way from the old cast iron water main up to their service. They had replaced it with plastic.
Up to the curb stop.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
from the curb stop in, I bet it's galvanized.
Yeah, we did see.
most of them were,
I thought we
Were-
talked, no, there's a couple that we definitely, that one guy wanted to, yeah. There's a couple that are still
Ye-
old.
yeah, but we didn't really run into any, there was one house, yes, the old one that was built in the 1820s, that one was still iron, but for the most part, all the other ones were either plastic or some of them were copper.
They
Yeah.
were changed then.
Yes.
But yeah, I think a lot of people got
Oh, yeah, they would have
Yeah.
to, they have to. 'cause
work,
you
I
end
mean, well, because I think we went in at one point and did the plastic up to their shut off, so they were like, oh, we might as well.
up- Right,
Take
do
a
that
shut
too.
off and-
yeah, correct,
Yeah.
because with the
So,
galvan,
yeah,
you
most
get
of them
no
was.
pressure.
But we did have to cut out, once we got everyone connected, we had to put a hydrant in after the fact. So we had, and the old line was in the way, so we had to cut a section of the old line out. And it was like it was a 6-inch cast iron, but it was like a 3-inch pipe.
So to your point, the main
Oh, so it
itself
was
The
that
main
far?
itself
was
It
actually
was like that.
narrowed
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
so is that rust? What is it? Is it like just, what,
Called
is it
tubercul-
rust or what? I
tuberculosis.
mean, they don't
It's
rust,
built
right?
up.
No, it's
It's
just
just buildup
It's just
of
mineral
sediment
buildup.
and stuff.
Minerals.
So they flush them.
Huh,
So it's just
Hydrant
over
flush.
Wow.
years and years.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
Takes a while, but.
So they went
Yeah.
from a 3-inch line to a new 8-inch line.
Mossville, great water pressure now.
Yes.
There must be
That's
putting in pressure reducing valves.
Somebody had to, yes.
Yeah.
I
Well,
bet.
we were a short period of time on the high zone.
Oh,
Because we were, the whole point of this was, one, it was one of the oldest lines in town, and 2, we needed to connect our high zone and low zone. Because that line had broke underneath the creek, and it's been a dead end shut off for a couple of years now.
yeah, which is no good, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
thanks.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Very good,
That's a good job.
great, okay, I think we're done. Anything, Bob, question for that at all?
No, I'm
No,
done.
nothing. Okay, awesome. Okay, so, make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Have a second?
Did you
Second.
want,
Oh,
excuse me,
oh, wait.
did you want to establish what the next meeting date?
Oh,
was?
right, okay, yeah, we did decide that. We decided that our next meeting is gonna be January 5th.
5:30,
No, it'll be 6 o'clock. We did 5:30 for executive session
I'm
tonight.
sorry, okay.
Yeah, so it'll be 6 o'clock. I barely get here for 6, never mind 5:30. Okay, so that's it. And, got a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll see you next time. Thank you.